Alright, everyone, welcome to my first ever video on this channel. I'm not sure exactly what I want to be yet. It's just gonna be a yap session, but today we're going to be talking about Drake's Iceman album because this is a highly anticipated album for me. I'm not sure if you guys are anticipating it also, but with everything that's surrounded it too, it's just, there's a lot of expectations, there's a lot of pressure for it to be good. And I want it to be good. I want it to be incredible. At the same time, I feel like no matter what, it's not it's not gonna be good. Okay, let me repeat that. Let me rephrase that. All right, first video, we're kind of rusty. Actually, not even rusty. We're just a rookie. You know what I'm saying? But it's just no matter what, he's gonna get a lot of backlash for it. You know. And I think back to a quote that Drake said. Something he said is that at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be able to please everyone. That's something I wish I would have learned sooner. So it's one of these things where this album, okay, it's been in the works for a while. Let's talk about that. First and foremost, he just teased it in June of last year, June, July last year with What Did I Miss? And it's April. The ice has melted. That's the comments I keep on seeing, but it is kind of true. Ice has melted. Then again, he's in Canada, so he's still got some ice. Let's take him for granted there. They had a big snowfall somewhat recently, if my memory serves correct. But no, it's been a minute, right? And people still, like, to this day, they will not drop the Kendrick and Drake beef. That's a big problem. And that's one reason I feel like it's not going to be as successful as it should be, is because people stay glazing and picking sides and acting like it's this really big deal, when in reality it's not. It was just a little rap thing and Kendrick won and that's it, right? But people still to this day make it their whole personality and say this and say that. So this is a spear. I've never seen a spear. I don't know what that does. I'm not gonna get it. But yeah, I haven't played Minecraft in a minute, so this is also like it'll be a little tutorial if you feel me. But no, just let's talk about the beef, because here's the thing, love it or hate it, it happened. It's not even a current event anymore, but it left a lasting impact on hip hop in general. And yeah, as I said, Kendrick won the beef, right? And in a way, it's kind of like it's one of these things where Drake seems like he would fall off after that. Not to quote J. Cole, like, hey, he fall off, but Drake is too much of a superstar to fall off. He has too much fame, too much too much of an audience to do so. Kendrick is just, I don't know, it's so interesting to see people's attitudes towards it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's skip the beef, because we've all heard the beef. We've all heard the same things over and over again, and I don't want to bore you with that. But in my mind, the best approach to it was, like, people hate on J. Cole, right? Because he left the beef, but it wasn't his battle to begin with, so him leaving makes total sense. So I love J. Cole. He's my favorite rapper of the trio. I love J. Cole the most. But yeah, it was mostly just a Kendrick and Drake battle. And it's one of these things too where, like, looking at it, a lot of people just hopped on the bandwagon. Not hopped on the bandwagon, but they took this opportunity to, like, group up and, like, just all attack Drake at once, right? It wasn't just Kendrick versus Drake, it was everyone versus Drake. And part of that is because of the enemies Drake made. I watched like a whole hour-long documentary, like, explaining just what, like, happened between all these people that would have made them, fire shots at each other. It's kind of crazy how, it is, but, like, some of it was, like, validated, right? I feel like, Abel and the weekend, right? He had some stuff that was like, okay, yeah, you're probably warranted in, breaking back against him, since he, took his stuff. But other times it's like, I don't know, like, ASAP Rocky dating Rihanna, right? And then Rocky just kind of Drake being against him because of that, because Drake had a huge crush on Rihanna, even though Drake helped bring ASAP to fame. It's one of these things where it's like, well, yeah, the thing was like, you shouldn't date your friend's girl, like, ex or whatever. It's kind of what happened in a way, at least from my understanding. So it's kind of like, all right, Rocky, what are we doing? This is a little bit of a Rocky territory, if you know what I'm saying. No pun intended, by the way. That pun was intended. But let's just talk about, okay, I guess my like for Drake, why I like Drake. My favorite album of his, that's a good question. It used to be Certified Lover Boy, it's shifted to honestly be For All the Dogs. I'm gonna be honest. Scary Hours 3, aka like the last 6 songs he added to the album, is probably Drake's best work of all time. And you might say that is absolutely crazy, but I'm gonna turn down the sound too. I feel like this is so freaking loud. It's just me. Might be just me. Jit might just be tweaking, but I don't know. I want you guys to hear my magnificent voice, not the Minecraft music, you know. But no, I just feel like it's one of these things where, okay, guys, what the freaking sigma am I saying? Let's let's regroup. This is like, hey, we're posting this vid just so I have the start, and then my content will probably shift to like other topics. Maybe I just have to record voiceovers while I'm not playing, but I just kind of like the aspect of playing and talking, because this is like, for me, this is basically a break from my classes and from my major and everything, just because I spend a little too much time and I don't really take advantage of any free time that I have. So this is a good setup for that. But no, the biggest reason, yeah, I think Drake's Iceman album won't be a success is because of the lasting impact of the beef, which sucks because you already know it's gonna have some banger songs. Because first of all, I don't know if Doghouse is gonna be on the album or if that's just like a single. Regardless, that was an incredible song. He teased this song. It's been leaked, so I heard people say like when a song gets leaked, it's not on the album. I hope that's not the case because this song called National Treasure, it was the beat at the end of Iceman episode 2. Absolutely ethereal. That was such a great beat. And oh my gosh, it's just one of these things where it's like, I need this on my playlist right freaking now because this would feed generations. Oh my gosh. It's a hit. It's a hit. And also like the intro with it's like Iceman baby one. Like, come on, we know that's gonna be a classic. Literally. So the album, I feel like undeniably it's gonna be a great album. There's no doubt in my mind that says this album isn't going to be good. But once again, the whole world kind of is against Drake right now, so they're gonna shift the narrative and they're going to kind of put on a fake persona and say the album's not good. You know, if there's one thing Drake is good at, it's making hits, right? Like that's what he's known for, is he's a hit maker. And that's kind of how like Drake is a hit maker of the big three. You have Kendrick, who's more like an activist, and then J. Cole, who's a poet. Like those are the three kind of realms. And love it or hate him, I mean Drake's definitely got the most hits out of all three. I mean, I just saw a stat like the other day on Instagram that he had what 100 first person ever on Spotify. It was either first rapper or first person ever to get 130 or pass 130 billion streams. 133 billion, like as in not like yeah. How many figures is that? Is that 9 figures? Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That's actually so much. Like, imagine the skill of that, right? I'm lucky to even get 10 views on this video, for a matter of fact. You know, like putting that into perspective for you is just crazy. So, regardless of what you think about him, he's a hitmaker, and the album is gonna be good. I just know it's gonna be good. We've already teased a couple songs that were good. I'm gonna be honest. Let's talk about this because people, the song "What Did I Miss?" I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't, that's a hate. Hate is a strong word and very much dislike. I just slightly don't like the beginning where it's like, I don't give a fuck if you love me. I don't give a fuck if you like me. Like that part, like all that stuff is meh. But then when the beat switches and he's like, hey, let's go, let's go. That's when the song starts. And sometimes I just skip the song straight to that because it's so good. It is, if the whole song was like that, it would definitely be like song of the year. Now, okay, that's a glaze. That's too much glaze. It's not song of the year, but it's just it'd just be a better song, you know. It's already a great song. It'd be an even greater song if it was like just that part. But something I've learned about Drake is he loves those beat switches. He loves it. Like on Which One with Central C, another one teased for the album. What does he do? He switches the beat, and I actually like that song a lot. I know people don't like it, and they don't really like his British rap persona that he does, but he's good at it. Like if you guys seen the On the Radar freestyle with him and Central C, that actually trended on TikTok ages ago. It was just because he said some madness and badness combination, right? So that was from Drake, but like the actual song itself is 6 minutes long. 3 minutes. I want to say it's like 4 minutes for Drake, maybe three. Like they split it up, right? Tried to do half and half, and it's just straight bars, and it's just the flow is unmatched, and that is the quality and the capacity of Drake. Being able to make hits like that. And obviously the same can be said for other rappers, like the greatest freestyler of all time, Juice WRLD. He's up there for sure. The Baby is up there. Um, J. Cole, I feel like he needs to be up there, especially with his um Los Angeles Leakers freestyles that he did. Oh my gosh, those were clutch. But like, yeah, I mean, the music is undeniably gonna be good. It's just, yeah, the perceptions of it, and I hate that, right? Because people are gonna twist it to say it's not good, and the numbers are gonna show the truth. And it's also one of these things where now that the public opinion has swayed away in favor of Drake, I wonder how much is gonna be promoted on the radio, on streaming services, stuff like that. Like, how big is the push gonna be because of it? I think because of Drake's influence, it's still gonna be prominent, especially on social media. It'll probably be massive. But in terms of like outside of that sphere, minimal. I don't see a lot of people doing that. And it's another thing too. Let's talk about, I guess, the beef and the shift in culture. Because if you guys remember the Grammys this past, like that just happened, Kendrick won with GNX. Okay, no hate to Kendrick Lamar, but that did not deserve Album of the Year. I mean, it's a great album. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I I was bumping it. Come on now. Peekaboo is up there. Man at the Garden, in my opinion, is one of Kendrick's greatest songs. I just love the whole narrative of it, and it's such a good song. Good beat. I deserve it all. Oof, bars. Hashtag relatable. Not really, but I mean, we're not entitled to anything, so I guess the song in itself is kind of like outlandish in that, like, he thinks he deserves it, but like no one's entitled to anything. Anyway, that's, as you can see, I like to just think about things like that, which is why I think most of my videos are going to be just philosophical. Not philosophical, it's not gonna, it might be one of those channels where it's like, oh good heavens, I cannot run. That's all right. That's alright. But yeah, so Kendrick, great artist, but yeah, definitely did not deserve Album of the Year. I guess deserve also, yeah, I personally believe it was not deserving of Album of the Year. I think God Does Like Ugly, Let God Sort Him Out were two top contenders, that for sure. I'm a big fan of Jid. He was my first concert, and I saw him last year, and I think that album definitely deserved it. It was a great album, and especially because he got snubbed with the Forever Story when that came out. But then again, that was a different year and different times and other music, and I don't remember what it was up against, but God Does Like Ugly was such an incredible album. And if you haven't listened to it and you haven't listened to Jid, please go ahead and do so. It is fire. Absolutely fire. So yeah, let's get back on track here because I've been dilly-dallying. ICEMAN will fail because, yeah, the biggest reason ICEMAN will fail is just because, okay guys, grammar is hard. Grammar is freaking hard. Let's restart this. Let's workshop this. Let's put on a fresh coat of paint. You know what I'm saying? So, first and foremost, ICEMAN is going to fail because the public opinion against Great. It might not fail, but people are going to act like it failed. And the general consensus is going to be that it is bad because it is popular to hate on Drake to this day. And people are still, unfortunately, not over the whole beef situation, which kind of sucks because it happened. I thought it was like 2 years ago at this point. It feels like it's been ages, but no, it's about to be, we're approaching on 2 years soon. But yeah, until that hits, people, I don't know, people just, they're still so attached to it. But it's one of these things where it's not the biggest deal, right? Yes, it kind of damaged Drake's reputation, it boosted Kendrick's and public opinion, everything sways, but at the end of the day, it's not like life or death, nothing crazy happened in the sorts. And I think that's unfortunate that people can't get over it, but it happens, and that's life. So yeah, that's the biggest reason it's going to fail. Well, I personally, as I said, I believe it is still going to be one of, well, I think it actually might be, let's talk about that. On a scale of Drake's work, how good do I think it's going to be? Me personally, I think Drake continues to get better and better every single, not every single album, right? But his quality of music is always good. It is always up there. So one of my favorite albums of his, yeah, For All the Dogs, Certified Lover Boy. Honestly, Nevermind is actually in my top 5 Drake. If you just heard that statement and your jaw's on the floor, trust me, it is peak. You just need to listen to it with a fresh set of ears. It is such good house music to just put on, and that was the whole point. Drake himself said it was one of his favorite works for a reason, because he didn't feel the pressure from others, and he just wanted to do something that spoke to him. And as a result, we got that experimental album that was just incredible. So yeah, I like that album a lot. I think a lot of people will agree that it was good, but I feel like people like saying how I said how good it was, people might call that blasphemous. They're like, this is unreal. This kid he's just saying shit. He's a glazer. And you might be right. To an extent, I do glaze Drake, but honestly, I've shifted from him just because I've been wanting to explore other artists and stuff like that, and just outside of rap in general, but I always do find myself coming back to listen to a couple songs from Drake or a couple songs from rappers. I mean, I've been big with the fall off, so J. Cole has been on repeat for a while. So much so that it's basically solely J. Cole that has been playing. And then I love, Don Toliver recently came out with an album. That album was great in my opinion. And Harry Styles came out with an album, loved that. Jack Harlow came out with an album recently, loved that as well. Baby Keem, I honestly didn't like that album too much. I mean, it was good. I didn't listen to all of it, but it was kind of dull in my mind. Like, I just couldn't, I don't know. I wasn't really inspired when listening to it, so I kind of stopped. But also, like, I got to, oh yeah, this is the big thing. I got to, what song? Was it Birds and Bees? Like, I don't know, not Birds and Bees. Was it that, but it had Kendrick Lamar on it, and Kendrick comes on the song and just straight ruins it. He goes, "I never knew a love like this." I'm like, oh my gosh, you are not J. Cole. What are we doing? Genuinely, like, I think that just ruined his reputation. Like, this guy's reputation is so high up. Like, please tell me someone else thought that shit was terrible, because I heard that and I looked up because my friend was telling me about it, right? The album, and like I was like, all right, I'll listen to songs, and like he told me to listen to that song specifically, knowing dang well like that it was like that part was so bad. And I remember I got to that part and I just looked at him, and it was like the I show speed face where it's like you have to lock in. Because genuinely, what was that? What was that? But yeah, I immediately turned that shit off, and I did not have to care for what happened afterwards. Not to say it's a bad album. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people liked it, So I'm not gonna be one of those people who say like, since I didn't like it, it's bad. I understand that. Since I don't like it, it can still be good. That's a skeleton, and that's some risky business that we're not gonna partake with. But yeah, I think honestly that'll be the end of episode uno for me yap session on this channel. So I don't know how to do anything, but thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe, consider subscribing, consider all that jazz. Because this is the first video, I'm still working out some kinks, and like this is something you can just put on in the background when you're studying too, and just hear some crazy takes or hear some absolutely unreal jokes or puns. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great freaking day. Peace out.